You are listening to the new WCEG Network here at WCEGTalkRadio.com, and you can follow us on your smart telephone, on your smart TVs. You can watch our shows, all of our WCEG Network shows on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also if you have an Apple phone, you can download the Apple app to catch all of your worldwide community empowerment shows. Just follow us, like us, connect with us on all those platforms again: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Apple, and we will be sure to connect with you. And please remember that WCEG is a 501c3 nonprofit uh, organization. So if you are looking to sow seed into a vetted organization, I will put money to my words, well, more than that, faith to my words, that this is the organization you can partner with and know that information is empowering the worldwide community. I am your host, Reverend Patrina White McClure, here at Church Biz. I'm so excited to have our very, very special guest today, our health navigator, Shamina Lane, who is here to talk about us and being responsible to choose healthy life. And welcome, Shamina, to WCEG Network on the Church Biz Show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so high. I'm very so happy to be here. I thank you for the opportunity to be able to share the platform with you. Thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Oh, well, thank you. And also let us make this clear, as founder of NLTS Conference Ministries, you and the Choose Healthy Life organization were a silver sponsor. And so as a part of that, that's how you got onto the interview here at WCEG Network. That was a part of the sponsorship package. So we do want to acknowledge how Choose Healthy Life is investing in communities
Amen.
all across America. So can you tell us about you? How did you end up on this pathway of becoming a health navigator?
Well, the way I ended up on this platform becoming a health navigator was that my dean at Gateway Restoration Theologian School, Seminary School presented with me with an opportunity that I felt like pushed me toward my purpose, and that's giving back to the community. So Dr. Barbara Biller presented me something and said, hey, we have something like Choose Healthy Life. And one of our navigators stepped down, and we wondered, did you like the opportunity to work in the community and to serve a purpose in the community and giving back and sharing and being proactive and preventive? And as I thought about it, it became perfectly clear that that's where God had for me to be. I loved helping people. I love being a part of being proactive, preventive on things there are and things that in their life. And most of the time people say, well, call Shamina, she probably know. And with that said, I felt like this was an opportunity of a lifetime. Some things that you just don't walk away from. And it was the opportunity that I needed to inspire me to go further. And I have been pushing the envelope since I've been in it. So I really thank God for this opportunity and for a praying family and a praying apostle. Thank you, Keith Bar Jackson Sr.
Amen. And I love how you said you felt like this was an opportunity for you to grow in sowing seed, because I know it had to be difficult to transform your career, if you will, your ministry, from serving as 8 years as a parapro for special needs students, because someone would question your motive here, because how could you leave a community that is so desperate in need of quality and suitable care and then go off to do something else. But we know that God is the author of all the callings here.
Right.
You
Right.
know, God's hand is in both. So how were you able to make that transition, shall I say, from that? Because that would have been hard for me because they need me and blah, blah. You know, that would have been going on inside of me.
When God released you from assignment, you have to be obedient to the
Mm,
word. And when you have a praying overseer and a praying apostle to walk you through and a praying spouse, you thank God for having a prayer partner. You thank God for the people that sows into you when your time is up. You have to move when your season is up and not allow you to linger on where it's when your time is up. So I thank God for being obedient in this season to move forward. Do I miss the population that I just came out of? Yes, I do. I go back. I recently went back for Christmas and blessed them with a bag of fruit candy and gummy bears, all their favorite stuff. So do I still pour back into that community? Of course I do, because I understand by raising special need kids the importance of giving back, the importance of pouring back into what you came out of. Because special needs and learning disability doesn't change. Even when you get older, you still have to pour back love, pour back support, and pour back prayer. So I thank God for being obedient and doing what He called me to do, and not standing on people, but standing on the Word of God.
amen. And I love you said so much in those few words. One of them is knowing when your season is up and knowing that it's okay to move on, to go on to do other things, because we tend to stay too long a lot of times in a former calling, because once God makes that shift, it's a former calling, but we stay too long, then we start rotting and molding. You know, when things become complacent, they don't grow. And then we're not as effective as we used to be. But then you said something more critical in so many words. You don't have to completely cut the ties, but your focus has shifted. You can still maintain relationship with the community you moved from, the population you moved from. But it was all done through prayer. So as we talk to God, God talks back to us and reveals his perfect plan for us and in the way that we should go. Now, you're doing this health navigating thing. I'm proud of you, of course. You know, we have deep ties. But I've watched you transform since you went to your school, and to even know that they thought enough of you to present this wonderful opportunity to become a health navigator for this organization. I can only imagine how elated you were, and your husband was praying with and for you and supporting you. Okay,
Yes.
because you can be married and have a spouse that doesn't support you in anything other than what you can do for them. But you have a husband who works with you and walks with you every step of the way, and he has a prophetic ear as well. But so tell us a little bit more about Choose Healthy Life, bringing wellness to you and your community.
Well, Choose Healthy Life is an organization. It's a faith-based organization, nonprofit, and it committed to helping with the to stay healthy. You know, so many times we have kin folks, we have people walking around here. They have hypertension, they have diabetes, they have low cholesterol, high cholesterol. Some men don't even know they count on their prostate. What Choose Healthy Life do is what they set up a platform where United Way pays Quest Diagnostic Center. And what they do is they actually take care of the blood work, all the blood work that is taken, and it's a free biometric health stream. And it's sent to your email. So it's like your my chart is walking in the door. So you have all your information you need. So instead of having two doctor's appointments, you're walking in with that information. 10 days after you take the blood work, it comes up on your email. 3 to 4 weeks, it comes up in your mailbox. So you have all the tools that need to be proactive, to be preventive on heart attacks, on strokes, on prostate, on mass, on your iron, on your body mass. See, there's so many tools that you can do with this blood work. And in the midst of having all of these tools to do with this blood work, you're not wasting your time going to the doctor and saying, hey, I got to wait on the blood work to come back. You're walking in the door with your blood work. You're walking in the doors with the tools that need to say, hey, this 15 minutes that you're giving me, can you explain to me what's going on with these numbers that are in the red? Can you explain to me how I can do better with my health now? Because I have my health report card, I'm walking in the door with it. So that's that right there. That's that preventive. That you're being proactive, and some of the things that we fight daily with. You might not have to go on the medicine, the diabetes medicine, a long period of time. You might not know that you even had diabetes. But here's a tool that's free of charge that gives you what you need to be proactive and preventive.
Awesome, awesome. And so I see you all call that the blueprint for wellness.
Yes, ma'am. We
Okay.
do.
And I love that phrase, blueprint for wellness, because we all have to have a frame of reference to work within to maintain our health. And one thing, like for example, if you don't know what's wrong with you, you can't fix it. But
Right.
you can't look at the outside to know if you're healthy or not. Now, there are some obvious signs, but usually that's at the cataclysmic state. When people can recognize, oh, you're having a heart attack, let me come take care of you now. That
Okay.
happened to a friend of mine. He was at the hospital with her to have her surgery, and he just said, I'm experiencing this, that, and the third. And so he walked up to the nurse to tell her that. But because he was at the most extreme point of meltdown, the nurse said, you're having a heart attack. So then the both of them were in the hospital for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
So, and thin man, you can't look at to see if somebody's overweight
Right.
or if they are thin, if they eat a lot, if they eat healthy. We have to know these biometric screenings, and God has blessed us or blessed the medical community to have a passion about these things so that they can inform people like us who don't have that passion to learn it, because God gave us a different passion, but we all should have the passion of self-care.
Yes.
And so it's good to know, everybody, how to take care of you. This is temple maintenance 101. You got to know your numbers. You got to know what is out of order. I just have, because I have insurance, I was able to go to my doctors and they ordered everything, and they told me everything's wrong and what's good. And now I know what my blueprint for wellness is. But there are people who don't have insurance, and that's your
Right.
our audience, correct?
Right. My audience is the ones that do not have insurance, who cannot afford this blood work right here. That we give you that, we step forward and give you the opportunity to register free of charge. And in the midst of registering free of charge, um, we take care of it, and our code take care of it. And we also having in the midst of that, we also having the a health fair, which actually Quest Diagnostic Center will be on our premises, Gateway Restoration Church, 4981 Phillip Drive, Forest Park, Georgia, 30297. This way you go in. We ask that you take a couple of hours, just about 1 or 2, not more, not much, and fast, so you can get an accurate, result of what your results are in taking this test. It's so beneficial to you. So when you get the opportunity to really see where your blood work lines up at. It's so much a pleasure to understand that you could be so preventive. And I thank you for giving the for letting them know that the ones that cannot afford it, the blood work, because everybody don't have that type of insurance, and the ones that don't have insurance at all, please feel free to come to our hair fair. That will be on February the 24th.
Awesome. That's 4981 Phillip Drive, Forest Park, Georgia, 30297 on Friday, February 24th. And that is at
The first 25 people, we will be giving away a $50 gift card, Visa gift card.
Woo.
We will be giving away a $50 Walmart card, excuse me. And we're looking forward to you. There's a bouncer there. Gen Care is connecting with us. Gen Care Senior Medical Center of Forest Park will be sponsoring this with us. For the people in the population, American Red Cross will be there because we will also be targeting the sickle cells community because during this time is a dry season for them. So we will be doing our blood drive for the sickle cell population, and there will be information there for them also as well. We also will be having COVID testing and COVID shots. So anybody who's interested in getting their booster shots, you can get it here. Anybody interested in getting their flu shot, you can get it here. Anybody interested in getting a AIDS test, we will have a HIV screening here with a therapist. So we will have a team of that. Also, we will have Morehouse community engagement that will be teaching us and educating us in how to live with diabetes. So there's a lot of informative information that we have that we hope that you'll come out February the 24th, 10 a.m. to 2. We're hoping that you'll come out and let the medical world explore and educate you on how to live a healthier life.
Awesome. And I like how you said it's informative. We like to be informed on how to play the numbers or how to get a boo, how to go get the latest in the dance. But, and though more of your younger people are becoming more astute about maintaining their health, uh, a lot of times finding out about our health is at the bottom of the rung. It's like, oh, I'll get to that. I'll try it later. Let me do this. This is more exciting. But we have to be careful about the lures of this world that take away from the important things like management of our health. You only
Yes,
get help one time, and unfortunately, we wait till it's all the good health is gone, and then it becomes important. And it doesn't have to be that, because you
right.
mentioned the word several times, preventative, and we can prevent catastrophic health issues if we will look at it as from a mechanical standpoint, just like how we don't want our cars to blow up or burn out our engines. We also, and we take it into the automotive care centers to have those periodically checked. We should periodically have a checkup on our physical health.
Right.
And
Right.
that's so important because, and I even mentioned to my daughter last night, we were watching some old clips of Jimmy Kimmel's show because he's celebrating his 20th anniversary. And I said, what do you see different now than his earlier shows? And she said he lost a lot of weight. And the wealthy have tapped into the value
Yes.
of having good health. What is your view on that?
Well, you know what? I look at it as like this right here. You know, we have to look at this as, treat our temple as a treat our body as a holy temple. So if we're doing that, if we're treating our body as a holy temple, then we're doing what's necessary to keep it in a good place. We can't just worry so much on gathering together, having all this heavy food, having all this oil food, having all this high cholesterol food, and not looking at the fact that I got to live far beyond because I have my heir. We gonna leave, but let's leave in a way teaching our heirs how to live successfully in the word, how to walk successfully in our health, because we're teaching them that our health matters. See, that's one thing that we our old population, and we gathered around the table and we had these hefty, good, hard filled meals. Now we're learning that we don't have to eat so much to be healthy. We don't have to eat so much to be and be in a community where we can still love on each other, but we can get fed with the word instead of fed with so much heavy food. So that's my take on it. Learning how to live healthy in the word and out of the word to be able to be examples to our heirs.
Awesome. Awesome. And I like how you talked about how our predecessors, our generations before, they just taught us to eat. And we have to understand that conditions dictated that a lot of that eating included stuff that's not so healthy for us. However, God gave an outlet. They had to do a lot of physical labor, which compensated for a lot of the bad health issues. But we're not exercising
No,
enough or drinking enough water to help flush our systems and to burn off calories and the negative chemicals. And then foods did not have as much chemicals in it as
right.
it does now. And so therefore it is imperative that we begin to listen to our bodies when we feel a little something wrong. Don't just dismiss that, but go get checked out,
Yeah.
whether it's mental health. And a lot of times people slip over into bad mental health because
Yes.
they did not take care of their physical health. And so you got all those negative hormones and chemicals flowing to the brain, which are deficient, and it causes us to not think in a healthy manner. So usually when I'm talking with someone and they're speaking a lot of negativity, I kind of push back and say, hey, have you had a physical lately? Have you had your body work up? Because sometimes we're thinking negative because negative chemicals are in our bodies.
Right.
And so, but we won't know that until we get the health screenings that you all are promoting. Now, I know at your health fair, you're targeting the other communities. I love that. So do they also have to have insurance or not have insurance in
No,
order
they
to
don't.
participate?
No, they don't. They don't. And matter of fact, I am. I'm talking to the Hispanic community. So my literature is not only in English, it's also in Hispanic. And I have reached out to the Hispanic population and left Spanish speaking flyers and cards so that they also can take a part of this too. Because it just don't start with one generation. It just don't start with one ethnic group. Our health is here and our health touches all of us.
Yes.
If we could go in, it's so many places you can go, and people, and the next thing we know is an ambulance there. There's a fire truck there. There's somebody being rescued there. And one of the things I like about this platform is even if we're not having a big event, you can still call me, and I can register you to go to your Quest Diagnostic Center close to your house. So we having a bigger one uh, to reach a lot of people, but we also reach people on a small scale that you could actually, and you could pick your time and your date when it's convenient to you. So it's this platform reaches so many ways and it's convenient to so many people. So I pray that everybody take advantage of, or if they don't have if they have insurance, because you hear a lot of people say, well, I have insurance and I have Medicaid. Well, do your nephew have Medicaid? Do your nephew have insurance? The young generation walk around here and say I'm healthy, but not really understanding. Am I really healthy? A lot of us like to eat this big red meat. Am I really eating the way I'm supposed to eat? And if I'm drinking a lot of smoothies, is it registering up my A1C, my diabetes? Because sometimes we can eat healthy and it can still mess us up because we're not portioning it the way it's supposed to be portioned. And so in that we ask people to take the test. What do it have to hurt you? We also refer doctors. We have telehealth doctors and we have physical doctors that does it on the sliding scale. So when you come to us, we also reach back out to you to see where are you at. Okay, we know you don't have insurance. We know you don't have a doctor. So let's talk about where we go from here with these numbers. Because now we need to be seen by a doctor. Do you have a doctor? Do you know of a doctor? Can you afford urgent care? Or can we get you a doctor that refers this on a sliding scale that you can see and you can be seen by? So we help out in so many ways trying to reach back out to make sure that you get the help that you need.
Awesome. I love how you talked about the various communities. You also reminded me of the WCEG Network show that went off before us called Our Bilingual Place. And they were
Okay.
talking about the importance of knowing more than one language so that you can bond with other communities and translate information from one community to the next to empower them and not just try to hog it all or hide it.
Yeah.
But that's what we can do while we're waiting on the government to do what they're going to do, which they probably won't do. We can do something ourselves, but
Yes.
it requires us to communicate this information out, and so we got to get you in touch with those people that were on that show. But on Friday, February 24th, 2023, the Gateway
No,
Rest
24th.
February 24th. Okay,
Yes. I'm
excuse
sorry.
me. February 24th, Friday,
Yes.
February 24th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is this health screening event. Is huge, everybody, at Gateway Restoration Church in Forest Park, Georgia at 4981 Phillip Drive. So I wanted to put that out there again so that people will know where they need to be headed to on that day. Don't just sit up and watch Kelly Clarkson's show, The View. They got theirs and they're
Yes.
working on their health.
Yes.
You need to get yours and
Yes.
start right where you are, whether you have money or not, whether you have insurance or not. And then they have a plan mapped out for you. Choose Healthy Life has a plan to connect you with
Yes.
medical providers and who will charge you based off of what you can afford. And if you can afford to borrow money to
Yes.
get a bottle of liquor, you can afford to borrow money to get your health checked out because God will hold us accountable for where we damage his temple, because especially those of us who are Christian.
Yes.
One of the things I noticed is we want God to do healing miracles, but are we doing what it takes in the meantime, okay, to be
Yes.
healthy? We can't say, God, heal me, and then you keep living like you were before. That kind of led up to the bad health conditions, okay?
Amen.
So we have to be responsible, everybody. Again, we're here on Church Biz on WCEG Network as we are speaking life into the community, as we talk with health navigator and minister Shamina Lane, who is a representative for Choose Healthy Life. Now, what if someone wants to set up a screening event at their local church community? What do we have to do for that?
Well, if you want to set up a streaming event, because we do connect with people and we do connect with other churches. If they, I would most definitely will be out there. One of the things that they might want to do is connect with Renee Wilson, Ebenezer Baptist Church. She is the supervisor for Choose Healthy Life of Georgia, because this is a national platform, not a local platform. So mine's is Gateway Restoration. Choose Healthy Life with Gateway Restoration. There are about 8 to 9 churches in Georgia that's under this platform of Choose Healthy Life and have navigators and supervisors. So if they wanted to bring their church in, they could connect with Renee Wilson, Ebenezer Baptist Church, and she's the supervisor of Choose Healthy Life in Georgia.
Awesome, awesome. Now, what are some of the hindrances for this mission that you face? Because we know that with everything, we run into brick walls, and that includes ministry, and especially in the area of health, because we want God to take care of our health, but we don't want to do our part thing, you know. So, what are some of the challenges you've come across that we need to consider as listeners, that we need to address to make sure that we are receiving the healing and the health information we need to become better stewards over our good health?
Well, one of the things most people that I come in contact with, their thing is sometimes they really don't have the time to sit down and do. We ask you to scan a QR code, and in that QR code, it gives you all the information on your phone. You can actually register staff on your phone. So we give you and that's, when people say, well, I don't have the time, it only takes 5 minutes to register on a QR code. Now, another thing that we have is, well, some say, well, I might not have, I don't have insurance, that I don't have the time. We ask people to take the time. You have to invest back in yourself. Because if you don't invest back in yourself and an aha moment shows up and you passed out somewhere and you wonder why you passed out somewhere, and this little lady that was sitting at the table saying, well, can you register for a biometric screening? And you understand that maybe if I knew my numbers and have that information in front of me, I could have made better choices of how I navigated through that health world. So we and even when you get your information, we try to tell people, just don't stop there. Reach back out to your health navigator. Hey, I where do I go from here with these numbers? Let me help you walk you through that. You just don't have to take the test and say, okay, well, I just took the test. Let me help you walk you through that. Let me help you find a doctor. Let me help you find a doctor that will not only accommodate your needs, but something that you can pay for. We only want to pay for what we want to pay for when we want to pay for it. How about let's pay for something that's going to invest in us staying on this earth for a little bit longer?
Awesome, awesome. Now I see that Choose Healthy Life is a partner. That a partner usually is somebody who goes with you all the way.
Right.
Okay. So it's not, okay, here you go, do what you have to. And that's where a lot of people fail. You can get all the information on how to start a business, but if you don't have one to mentor you or to partner with you in the journey for the setup so that you can bounce ideas and questions off of, it's a flop.
Right.
Likewise, with this health navigating plan, you're not navigating on your own. You have a guide to help you. And so that's one key thing, because it's scary to find out what your health condition actually is, especially if it's not good news. And we might have felt those symptoms before. And then what have we heard saying? Man, I should have checked on this before now.
You're
Well,
right.
okay, but now that you know, you have information to work with. You can make quality decisions about moving forward. Because, like you said, when people say they don't have time to invest in their health, it's unfortunate when somebody else has to invest in their time into reviving them so
Right.
that they can get back onto a health plan, if you will.
Yes.
And so Choose Healthy Life. So how did this all start?
Well, with Choose Healthy Life, one of the things that Choose Healthy Life did, they was doing a lot of we lost a lot of people in our generation with the COVID when the COVID first started out. And a lot of people didn't know that they was really walking around here sick, you know, and they didn't know that they had hypertension or they had diabetes or that they had and a lot of people that was severely sick was passing on, and some knew and some didn't. Some didn't know that they were severely sick as they thought they were. So what we did was they put up a platform. They started with the COVID. They started doing the COVID testing. So we'll set up booths and stuff for COVID testing. After doing the COVID testing, they then set up booth. They moved it to a phase two, where doing the COVID testing and navigate and doing the COVID testing and the COVID shots. So when they went from doing the COVID testing and the COVID shots in phase two, phase three, which we're in now, it's the blueprint wellness part of it. They're being proactive and preventive. Hey, let's save this population. Let's save our generation. Let's save the people and educate them and be proactive and preventive on things that we should know ahead of time to take care of and be involved in our health. So this is one of the way it came out, and it did it two different ways. It did it a way where you can have a health screening, and the health screening that you have with Quest Diagnosis Center coming on the church on the coming on the premises, it streams as many people, and then in the process of streaming many people, we just open the platform with Choose Healthy Life to whatever your community needs. Every community might not need certain things that this community that my health fair that I'm putting on have out. Um, so I looked at what my community needed in Forest Park. I looked at what the community needed in Clayton County. It's a lot of African American that don't know, have no idea about sickle cell awareness and about knowing, even about the ones that suffer silent with sickle cell, or either about the fact that, hey, this is another place that you can get a COVID shot. This is another place that you can get a COVID screening. This is another place that, the season is coming. A lot of us been in and out sick. This is another place that you can get a free flu shot. So and then with our Gen Care, with our Forest Park, they're so awesome. They invested with us in all of this to bring in our senior citizen population and allow them, hey, you got another time to register for your Medicaid at 62. They're 62 years old. So we started, not robbery, to bring together this health, to educate, to be preventive, to be proactive. And what Choose Healthy Life did, they gave me a platform to be able to navigate in this season, to be able to give the community what they need and not have to feel like they out here by themselves, not feel like they out here struggling by themselves, even with their health. Because sometimes you can ask people, and you know as well as I know, you can ask some people, I got insurance, that's not my problem. Well, I don't. Can you help me? This is another tool to help people who do not have insurance. And in this community, it's hard to pay a rent, and it's easy to let your insurance go. This is that community where we're going back and we're reaching to say, hey, this is a tool. I understand your circumstances and your situation, but this is a tool to keep you alive and educated in how to stay alive.
Awesome. Now, I never had heard of Choose Healthy Life until you introduced it to me. So, what are some of the platforms that this information is being shared on
Okay.
so that others can consider, okay, uh,
Okay.
listening and possibly partaking?
Well, Choose Healthy Life is a national platform. It's in New Jersey. It's in Washington D.C. It's in Ohio. It's in a variety of states. So this is a national platform, and this platform is built by Al Sharpton, and it's connected to Ralph Warnock, Congressman Ralph Warnock, excuse me. And what it does is, um, it really they set up a platform for our community to work in our favor. So with this platform, it was a national wide platform to be able to help our community do better with our health. So we get together and we have meetings and we have trainings and we're being educated every week on how to critique this platform where it will benefit the community. And we'll work out of African American churches. So, but it's not limited to African American because it's also one in California and it has a Hispanic population. So it's not limited to just one race, but it educates across the board. It goes back to whatever your community needs in your church area, in your vicinity, in your county, in your state, whatever your community needs. What we do is add on to Choose Healthy Life. And it's bringing wellness to you and your community.
So, I should take it upon myself to let my church family know about this so that possibly they'll share the information with the
Yes.
congregation. So it starts with me, in other words. If I find out, let me, just like how I might say, and I'm saying this because these are conversations that happen, not that I do these things, but uh, hey, this is how we play the numbers. So they people got numbers Bibles. They share that information, but they don't talk about the important issues of managing their health or even share the gospel on that wise. It's like where is that piece? We talking about everything else except what we need to hear. So we have those of us that know the better way. We have to take the responsibility to get the news out and share it on our social media platforms because again, I never heard of it until you told me. So if I don't know,
Right.
yes, I don't mind sharing with others, but how is the next neighborhood over going to find out if I don't go there? You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
we gotta find a way to get this information, push it out there so that people will know what's available to them. Because you mentioned something critical with high rent and inflation. I mean, eggs, 18 eggs costing like almost $10. We would have never seen that, but based off of the bird flu several months back, now what they predicted before has happened. So we have to respond to that. And sometimes we might let the insurance go, or we might skip out on this bill over here. It might be life sustaining, but sometimes people do what they have to in order to get by. But I like how Choose Healthy Life is partnering with those and saying, look, you don't have to let everything go.
Right.
Health is still important. Let us
Right.
do something with you and walk with you on this so that you can still have this and that, not this
Yes.
or that.
Right.
Yes. So what is your next event after the February 24th event? Do you already have that scheduled?
I do. It is actually, thank you for asking. It's actually, I have two things going. I have on Tuesday, once they get their results, we have a thing called on Tuesday, Healthy Table Talk. Healthy Table Talk is where you actually come into Gateway Restoration Church and you have a navigator that's sitting there, which would be me. And what I do is I connect you with your resources. Say for instance you have issues with rent and you had a COVID and you have and it was you was fighting with COVID. We have resources that will connect you with that in Forest Park. Say for instance, you need to be seen by a doctor, and you need a telehealth doctor. When you come here, you're connected to what you need. So after you get the test, and you need resources to connect you to navigate through in that world of, hey, these numbers are off the change. What we do, we set up a platform where Healthy Table Talk gives back what we're asking you to do. We follow up. We make sure that you get what you need. So that's one of the things we do on Tuesday, Healthy Table Talk from 10:30 to 3:30. Now we do have another a health fair that's coming up, and that health fair is coming up on April the 15th, and that is a Saturday, and it's
Okay.
from 10 a.m. to 2, and this is from 10 a.m. to 2.
All right. And where is that going to be located?
This we're having it at the same place, Gateway Restoration of Church.
Awesome. Awesome. So if you miss everybody in the church biz audience, if you miss the health screening fair at Gateway Restoration Church in Forest Park, Georgia on Friday, February 24th, you can check them out again on Saturday, April 15th. And we know tax day. Hey, look, don't let that stop you. Do your taxes now. Get them out the way. Get your financial health issues out the way so that you can tend to your physical health issues. And Gateway Restoration Church and Choose Healthy Life will be so glad to help you on that pathway. And I like how this is a spirit, a faith-based organization, and we see it's co-chaired, like you said, Reverend Al Sharpton, and posthumously by Reverend Calvin O. Butts the third. But this is a spiritual journey, and that's what
Yes.
people don't get. Like they want to say God doesn't exist, but we got to go to Him for healing because all healing comes from God.
Right.
And that's what Jesus did for us upon the cross to make sure that we could access the benefits of heaven right here on earth. And one of the ways that God has ordained is through Choose Healthy Life. And Quest Diagnostics and the United Way of New York City help to fund these events, but also people can go to my.questforhealth.com for more information. You have different outlets where people can register and get all the information. You have prostate screening for men 40 and older, and you have to start at 40 now because more and more younger men are getting prostate cancer. We hear the numbers. Full metabolic panels are being offered. You know, if you just have a question about your health, just go there. If you didn't know where the money was coming from, you don't have to worry about it. Go get it done. It's going to be fun stuff going on out there. Kid bouncers, so you can bring the babies with you. You don't have to find a babysitter. Get yourselves checked out. Love on you. Show yourself some health love. And now, out of curiosity, will there be any type of mental health professionals available?
Well, you do know that Gateway Restoration Church, we have a counseling component here in the seminary part of ours. So there will actually be a standby counselor on here on that day, because we also understand the need for the mental population. So there will be a standby counselor on that day.
Awesome, awesome.
And then the also you also have the HIV screening that will also have their support team with them. But there, if there is a need, we do have a room for our counseling. because we also understand the importance of it, of the health, of the mental health community.
Awesome. And I love how the Bible tells us, think on these things. We all can quote the verse in Proverbs that says, as a man thinks, so is he. But the New Testament backs that up, where Paul is saying in Philippians, think on these things. Even in Romans, he talks about, proving what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God, if we transform our thinking, if we think like Christ, we have to have the mind of Christ. So, in other words, the point I'm trying to point to is we have to be intentional about maintaining our health. And even Jesus himself said, out of the abundance of the heart is what we think. And so we have to figure out what is it that we're thinking upon, what is that we are confessing, because there's a direct connection there. And so this is spiritual stewardship, whether we want to go to church or not, whether we want to have a relationship or not with the Lord, we have to understand we still are being expected to be stewards over that which we've been given, or else, like you mentioned earlier, it will be taken away from us if we don't do that. And so, because even in Corinthians, it talks about if we don't maintain our temple, basically we're going to be held accountable. High blood pressure is an accountability point. Being sick, we're being held accountable because we didn't take care of that which we had, and because we neglected our responsibilities. Now it's showing up saying, hey, you didn't give attention to this area. You had time, you saw the warning signs, but you didn't ward it off. And so now it's in your lap looking at you in your face. Now you got to handle some things. How are you going to do it? And it doesn't have to be that way now. We can go to the Choose Healthy Life health screening fair on February 24th. That's a Friday. Those of you who are not working, every industry is low in employment. It's a lot of people not working. There's no excuse. So what if I wanted to bring a busload of people there? Is that okay?
That's wonderful. Well, matter of fact, we'll be prepared and looking forward to seeing you.
Awesome. And now, do you have a special outreach to even the homeless population? Because if they don't have social media, if they don't have mailing addresses, is any particular attention being given to them at this time, or is that something in the works?
Okay, so with the ones that do not have a physical address, what we're doing is we're mailing it to the church, and then we're reaching out to them to come get the mail.
Okay, good idea. Good idea. Because, that's always a population that's overlooked, one of thousands in our country overlooked. But, and you say it starts from age 18 on up?
It starts from age 18 on up. They can be streamed, and I suggest to all young people, take the time to find out what's going on with your body.
Yes. And it should have started in the household when they were growing up. But parents didn't think like that back then. But now that we know better, we got to catch them where we can and let them know, hey, you're being held accountable. You feel great. You feel super, but we have more and more children and young people dying from heart attacks and having strokes under 30 years old. This, an occasional heart attack, you might hear it once every 8 years. Now it's on the regular. Every year we're hearing of an 8-year-old having a heart attack, or somebody that was 15, because, and it's simple things, not even drinking enough water can throw the whole body mechanism off. And I think they say the body is full of about 80% of water. So if you don't drink water, you can rest assured you're going to have some health issues, my brother and my sister. So you better find some water somewhere and get to guzzling. You know, might need to put the coffee down a little bit every now and then. I'm talking to myself right there because I'm like, okay, Lord, I need to drink coffee. I need to drink juice. I'm not need to. I want to drink the coffee, but a need is water, and a need is orange juice because orange juice is high in potassium. So if you're having cramps all the time and you're not taking supplements, get some orange juice, drink it. It also brings other things in line with your health, and you may not need to go on medication. However, you want to watch for the sugar content. You know,
Yes,
we have to be more diligent, in other words, about
yes,
what we put in these temples
yes,
so that they can function properly and for the glory of God. Do you have
yes.
any final words you want to say? Because we're nearing the end of our time here. It's 12:26 on the East Coast time here in the United States. So what are your closing remarks and your contact information if someone wants to reach out to you and talk with you, because you're you love everybody. So it's easy to talk to you.
Well, what I would suggest, first of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to actually promote my platform. I am very honored, and I do not take it lightly that you gave me this opportunity. Even knowing by being a sponsor, I am very honored for this opportunity. For everybody who wants to get in contact, my number is 404 804 5008. You can call me if you have any questions. I'm here from Monday through Friday from 10 to 4. If I'm not available, you can please leave a message. I promise you I will get back with you. If anybody on February the 24th to 2023. We look forward to seeing you. We look forward to being able to reach out and love on you in a health perspective, letting you know what you can navigate through, letting you know, open your eyes on some things that you might need to be educated, whether it be sickle cells, whether it be diabetes, whether it be donating to the American Red Cross for people who in need. This is a dry season for a lot of people who have medical issues. Please, please take the opportunity to at least connect with us. The free biometric health screening. There's many, many more things that we would like to surprise you. We even have mom and pop vendors that's coming to show their stuff off. Because we also believe in giving back to our small population, our small business owners. Because if we don't look out for them, who will? So there's a lot of surprises. Just come through the door. You're coming for one thing, but you might get many, many more. So I thank you. I thank you for the opportunity, and I thank you for you. I'm thanking you ahead of time for beating me there. I see you at 10 o'clock on February the 24th, 2023, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Have an
All right.
awesome one.
The address again.
4981 Phillips Drive, Forest Park, Georgia, 30297.
Awesome. Everybody get to Gateway Restoration Church on Friday, February 24th at 10 a.m. to get your free biometric screenings. And Minister Lane, I want to thank you for being a part of Church Biz on today to inform our communities, regardless as to the race or the walk or the financial classifications we all fall in. We can get in and we can fit in. Everybody, I am your host of Church Biz here on WCEG Network, Reverend Patrina White McClure, and I'm going to ask you to do one thing that I always do, is ask you to take care. God bless.